Okay, welcome to another Becoming a Modern Man video. Not sure if I'm going to write an article on this deck, but yeah, probably will eventually. This is a random deck that I found the list quite a while ago, and I've been meaning to build, and just got around to doing it. Not quite sure who the list was originally by, but it's definitely not my own list. But it's quite a cool deck. Basically super greedy. It's got every colour of jewel, I think. I think it has every jewel land, but basically we get all the colours, flames, which is kind of like the main component of the deck. It's basically maximising tribal flames, so it's just like 5, 10, 15, 20. And you've got your snapcasters here, so you can replay your tribal flames. And it kills their opponents fairly quickly. Got other efficient, like fast creatures, Deathrite Shaman and Delver of Secrets. Then you got your removal, quite a lot of burn, which is another part of the strategy. Some draw spells, paths, and lingering souls as well. So yeah, just lots of quite small but creatures that can get in some early damage. Then hopefully you finish your opponent off with a bit of burn, some tribal flames. Lightning Helix is good because it gains your life, which you're going to take quite a lot of life loss from fetch lands and such, and your jewels, but yeah, that's basically how the deck works. Just to give you a quick overview, the sideboard's a little bit random. I changed the sideboard from the original one, and kind of stuck some random cards in to fill some holes in cards I didn't have, but yeah, you're running all the colours, so you can get quite greedy on the sideboard. A lot of different options. Anyway, the reason I made this video is because I just played a match against the Merfolk deck, and it was super fun. So see if we can get that to show you. So here's our opener. We've got Bolt, Snapcaster, Path, Tribal Flames, Scalding Tarn, Arid Mesa, and a Blood Crypt, which seems pretty good. That leaves off with a Vial. Kind of indicates that he's Merfolk. Island Vial, generally airplay. Threw into a Deathrite, which is awesome. I think we're just going to play that out. I mean, we could have held up the Bolt or the Path, but I think this seems better. Not always sure which land to get. It's kind of difficult. You've got to kind of figure it out based on what you've got. I think pretty Hallowed Fountain, because then we can access Path as well. That might be what we get. Oh, I've got Steam Vents instead. I suppose red is another colour that we quite need. Deck's quite red heavy actually overall, so it's never a bad thing to get a red producing land. Maybe that should be the Hallowed Fountain. Not sure on really. I haven't had the most practice with this deck, so it's kind of difficult to say. Some player plays a lot of Atlantis. Hits us for 2, which seems fine. Got Lingering Souls on top, which means we can flip our Delver and get in for 3 here, putting him down to 17. Puts in a Master of the Pole Trident, which is pretty fine. In theory, we can Bolt, Snapcaster Bolt, but that does mean he can sack his Curse Catcher to counter. Currently, I'm not sure if that's what we do. We might do that. So we're going to do a Path. There's a Phantasmal Image, making another Lord of Atlantis. So he's going to get in for some damage here, and then I'm going to flash back a Bolt. He's going to sack the Curse Catcher, which is fine, and then he gets to get in for 3 here. So I'm going to use the Tribal Flames to kill the real Lord of Atlantis. Leaves him with a Phantasmal Image, which is just the 2/2 Lord of Atlantis. So that's fine. Our Snapcaster can take that, and we can start getting over damage with our he attacks here a double block, because I assume there's not really much else he can do. Seems that he actually was just baiting me to a double block, as he just kills off the Delver and has his Lord of Atlantis die. But I get to activate my Death Right to gain some life, keep us high enough, and fairly comfortable on 9, especially if he's got nothing to add to the board. I go able to hit from 5 this turn and play Lingering Souls, which is very good. Plays a curse, which isn't at all scary, and we're just going to attack into that. So that's the trade with the Snapcaster. I get to flashback Lingering Souls, pick up another Death Right, and yeah, that should be the game. So yeah, managed to work out well. Got a lot of removal, so Merfolk is possibly a reasonably good matchup, just because we got a ton of removal to use on their creatures, and then obviously, as you saw, we stabilised, and Death Right can also gain us quite a bit of life, which can keep us going. Let's go on to game 2. Right, so we've got Snapcaster, Sleight of Hand, Path to Exile, Lightning Bolt, Death Right, and another Sleight of Hand, and the Steam Vents as our only land. It's kind of a greedy keep, but I do keep it. To be honest, we have 2 Sleight of Hands, and this hand is really good if we pick up maybe just like 1 more land. So I think it's reasonable to keep this. Obviously we've got Bolt as well, so we've got plays. Thankfully our Sleight of Hand finds us a land, so not in too bad a position. Sleight of Hand again, find an Arid Mesa. Don't really want to do much else at the moment. Kind of want to see what he does. I think that's the right thing to do. I could have played out a Death Right instead, but I think I'm just happy to wait here. Is Kira Great Glass Spinner, which plays a part in the next 2 games. Really annoying card for us, since we've got so much spot removal in the deck. I think I end up burning 2 removal spells on it, just because I need to get able to attack his creatures. So yeah, I go Path, Bolt, Kira. That way obviously he doesn't get the land off the path, so it seems like a good idea, and then we're just going to pass the Lord of Atlantis after finding a Hallowed Fountain. I actually really wanted a Black Source. I don't know if I could have tapped my mana better there. Path, Bolt. Yeah, I probably should have fetched first, and then yeah, if we'd fetched first and got a Blood Crypt, we could have tapped our mana better there, because we do really want a Black Source for our Death Right and for our Lingering Souls. So yeah, but once I'd made the mistake, I might as well go with it. So still going to take 2 here from the Moot Vault. Draw into a Lightning Helix. Opponent plays Master of the Pearl Trident and a Lord of Atlantis. I'm going to Snapcaster Bolt, and then I've got Helix to deal with the other one, so I'm still in a fairly good position. So he's still got quite a lot of cards. Here's another Master of the Pearl Trident, so obviously we're going to Lightning Helix while it's still relevant. Don't want his creatures to become 4/4s, as that's kind of a pain. It does make this Izzet Charm kind of bad now that he's got another Lord, as we're not actually going to be able to use it to remove anything, at least not at this moment in time. So things not looking the best for us. I don't know if I should have made another play there, but we're going to take 9 here probably. Island Walk's obviously a massive pain with our greedy jewels, so this is kind of the price you pay for being that greedy. We're actually going to take 10 nuts this turn, so go down to 5. He plays a Coral Helm, calls it up. I'm getting 2 with the Death Right to try and keep alive a little bit longer, and go find a land. Draw Tribal Flames, which means we can kill Lord of Atlantis and the Master of Pearl Trident, and I think potentially keeps us alive at least for one more turn. So we probably will be forced to make some awkward blocks. I think maybe I should have actually exiled a land and played the second Deathrite. That way I would have had an active Deathrite next turn, because we're going to have to block here because he's just going to level up his Coral Helm and then attack with everything, I guess. Seems like the best possible play. He's going to get in for 4. So we can trade with the Curse Catcher, and then we're jumping with Deathrite. So yeah, if I'd played the Deathrite out, I would have had active Deathrite now, which seems slightly better. So I'm not sure if it's relevant yet. At some stage I find out he plays Vapor Snag, so I try not to go down to 1 life at any stage in time. I'm not sure if that's relevant yet, but it might be later when we pick up a fetch land or something. So we can play Lingering Souls, which means we can chump and you know, just try and get as many draw steps as possible. Find another Snapcaster, which is pretty good. We can actually Snapcaster Path. I don't know why those 2 cards are in hand, so I'm a little bit cautious about that. But so I think I'm just going to Lingering Souls this turn instead. Keeps us alive, and we can also gain 2 life to go up to 4. There's a Curse Catcher, which is a little bit annoying, but should be alright because we're going to Snapcaster Path rather than Snapcaster. And well, it wouldn't be right to Helix anyway because we need to get rid of the Commander. The Commander's the real threat. So he's going to Vapor Snag the Deathrite and then attack. We're going to Snapcaster past the Coral Helm and then trade off with his Mutavault, taking 1, going down to 2. We've got another Snapcaster here, so that's great news for us. Again, I'm going to Snapcaster, and I think I have to choose Path to pick up. I think actually this comes back to bite me using the Path, but I think it's just the right thing to do because otherwise we're potentially dead to a Vapor Snag. Well, actually, he can just sack the Curse Catcher. So yeah, I'm not sure how this works out. I can't quite remember. Deathrite. I passed the Curse Catcher because I might as well. Play out Deathrite again. Sleight of hand. Finding Tribal Flames. But quite a way off killing him. He has another Kira. We could Snapcaster. We could Tribal Flames Kira, Snapcaster Tribal Flames. But I was really worried about Vapor Snag, which is something I mentioned. So I didn't do that, but I think that ends up coming back to bite me. So he flies over 2. I'm just going to eat one of the Merfolk in his graveyard. Stay on 2 life. Play a second Deathrite. And then he plays Echoing Truth. So yeah, now we can't kill Kira. He gets to bounce both our Deathrites. We can attack for 2, and that's pretty much as done. Like, there's not really anything we can do here. Decided to try and sleight of hand off the Snapcaster, but we find nothing. And unfortunately we lose out there. So, on to game 3. Both of us, our clocks have run down really far now. We were kind of talking to each other as well, so that probably didn't help the clock. But yeah, this is a fun opponent to play against. Quite enjoyed it. So, just going to lead off with a Deathrite. Play Sleight of Hand. I'm going to take the Snapcaster over the Lingering Souls, seeing as the removal is quite important. So we can bolt Snapcaster. Seems like a good thing to have. With Vapor Snags, I'm just going to activate my Deathrite, make him lose 2 life. Could keep up Bolt, but without Ava Vial or anything particularly exciting going on his side, I'm not really concerned about that, I don't think. So he plays a Lord of Atlantis. I'm going to play Delver, Bolt the Lord, play Deathrite, board position. Here's Kira again, and yeah, this is a real problem this time around. You don't have two pieces of removal to deal with it. It's going to make life very tough. I don't know if he sided out Ava Vile. We have Ancient Grudge in our deck, but fortunately we can just send it away this time. I sided it in to blow up his Ava Viles, but maybe that wasn't worthwhile. So yeah, we got him. And then he plays Master of the Pearl Trident and Silvergill Adept. And sadly there's not a lot we can do about that because of Kira. We can flip our Aberration now, so at least Kira can't attack. And we have some way of dealing with it if he does attack with it. But yeah, we're in a pretty bad situation. This Phantasmal Image makes another Master of the Pearl Trident, so he can attack for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How do I activate? Yeah, so I'm making him lose a life with Deathrite. I might have actually gained life at some point in this time, but yeah, I definitely should have gone on the aggressive route, as it works out anyway actually, but well, actually technically it doesn't because I run out of time. But anyway, I'll get to my point. Here we've got Tribal Flames, so we can go Tribal Flames, Snapcaster, Tribal Flames, deal 10 damage to my opponent. So I'm going to attack with Insectile Aberration, and he's not going to block, and then we win. But sadly my time ran out. So, you know, we hadn't been talking, I'm sure I would have won this one, and he acknowledged that. But yeah, so I attack for 3, he goes down to 10, Tribal Flames, use Deathrite to make blue, Snapcaster, Tribal Flames, and yeah, that would have been the game. So we actually managed to win despite his pretty sick draw, and probably would have been even closer to winning if I activated Deathrite once more time, I think. But yeah, worked out, and we actually managed to make a quick win, technically, sort of, if we hadn't run out of time. So yeah, it was a really cool match, really interesting one, and I had quite a lot of fun playing this deck. Probably going to do a few more videos with it at a later stage, and I hope you enjoyed.